Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name is Landon, and here we play Jank. And so I'm going to continue playing the Rebel Clash deck, the one starring Dragapult. I am still enjoying the deck. I tested a lot before I showed it to you guys, and I thought I had something pretty fun and pretty janky still in this deck. I am finding that Mew VMAX is pretty much an unwinnable match because my opponents just draw like crazy, and I draw terribly in those matches. I don't really understand. So hopefully this isn't Mew VMAX, but if it is, maybe I can prove myself wrong. Alright, so we start off Zacian V. Not the best start, but with the Roar of the Sword ability, I will be able to get an attacker ready to go next turn, hitting 150 damage. And that's not terrible. I do wish it could be better, though. I can throw a Forest Seal Stone onto this Zacian and a Psychic Energy, and then use its ability to get another energy on there. So our opponent started off Radiant Greninja. Okay, I actually don't see a reason to play the Forest Seal Stone. Well, actually, what I can do is Ultra Ball away the Scoop Up and a Psychic Energy, and grab a Dragapult. And that Dragapult will just be on the bench currently, and I can still play that Forest Seal Stone next turn. But let's Roar of the Sword, one Psychic Energy onto Zacian V, and our opponent is playing with Arceus sleeves, so maybe they are playing some sort of Arceus-based deck, but it's now their turn to try to get something else on the field, or else next turn we are grabbing the KO using Zacian's attack. So concealed cards coming down, discarding Water Energy, drawing 2 cards. Since they're playing Water Energy and have Arceus sleeves, I'm going to assume that there is a Melanie coming out in at some point. Whoa, what is that? Garchomp. Okay, we do see the Arceus come down. The Radiant Greninja will be retreating. I fully expected to see that. Double Turbo onto the Arceus. Everything as we expect to see. Just very confused on what this is. What could this be? Trinity Charge to charge itself up. We got Fighting Energy there. So Water, Fighting are on the table. Sidekick will come down, Force Seal Stone onto the Zacian, Collapsed Stadium down, limiting our benches, Professor's Research. We get XP share onto the Dragapult. I'm going to hold on to this Dragapult, I think, just so that... No, I'm going to play it. No, yeah, let's play it. Why not? Let's live a little risky, shall we? And I will just... Ooh. I could Star Academy for the VMAX, making Dragapult just that little bit harder to KO. I like the assurance there, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab a Dragapult VMAX, and we are just going to evolve up and make sure that Dragapult cannot get bossed KO'd this turn. And then we'll just Storm Slash for 150. Now, our opponent would need a powerful colorless energy and choice belt this turn to get the KO on Zacian. There's obviously other combinations that they could go. Maybe if they play Leon, but no one really plays Leon nowadays, so that seems unlikely. So right now they will be hitting 210 damage. Enough to KO a Dragapult, not enough to KO a Zacian. So that's going to be pretty handy for us. We will be able to grab this KO on the Arceus before they are able to KO Zacian. Unless there's some other way to manipulate how much damage they're doing that I am unaware of. They are Star Birthing, which will let them grab 2 cards from the deck. A little bit better than the Forest Seal Stone, but, you know, compromises. So what they grab could be very important to this match right now. However, even if they were able to boost up that damage, XP share will grab a basic energy from the Zacian and have Dragapult ready to go next turn. Escape Rope comes down. I almost want to give them the Dragapult just so we stay in control. Damn, this is This is such a bad strategy, but I'm going for it. I'm giving them the KO, but I'm going to get the return KO. They are going to get Garchomp ready to go, though. They were going to get that no matter what. But at least 3 prize Dragapult won't be that easy to KO. And Zacian will be able to attack next turn. And we can actually do more damage next turn, although that's not very necessary. I'm hoping this gamble pays off. Okay, so Garchomp getting active, getting powered up here. Being able to do 220 to one of my Pokemon. Okay. They get 2 prizes. Zacian goes into the active. Is it worth it to manipulate that stuff in any way? Like, if I put Arceus on the bench and I attack Garchomp, is this beneficial to me? I don't think so. I don't think Serena's very beneficial right now. Do I have any? I do. Okay. So I'm just going to Professor's Research. We get Turbo Patch. That could actually accelerate some energy onto Zacian, letting him do a little bit more damage. But we failed that, so that's not going to happen. But let's go ahead and Storm Slash. Grab these 2 prizes. Garchomp's going to come into the active here and be able to do quite a bit. Bird Keeper. Okay, okay. Discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 220 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So if they attack the bench here, Zacian can still attack into them. We can throw on this Psychic Energy, do 180, and maybe we can hit another Turbo Patch in the future. Or we can just Bird Keeper into the Dragapult and be able to do 130 to the Garchomp and do 50 to the Radiant Greninja. And that could be interesting. So, Cape of Toughness coming onto the Garchomp doesn't really change my math too much, except for the fact that Zacian with a Turbo Patch will not be able to get the KO next turn. So that just, you know, pushes me further to get Dragapult into the active and getting the damage done. They are most likely going to do that 222 Dragapult, but getting that KO on the Zacian has got to be tasty for them. Getting the 220, though, onto the Dragapult does set up future KO, which could be very devastating for us. So there's a lot of aspects of this that could go either way. They are KOing the Zacian in the active, which discards a ton of energy, but we accelerate 1 energy that way. They could always Melanie. Melanie fighting energy, and that could be worrisome. So I'm scared to put down a Dragapult. Not real sure if it's safe or not. I'm going to, I think. Oh man, this is such a difficult decision. If I put that down and they're able to get the KO, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And Marnie. Okay, we get an Ultra Ball, so we'll be able to evolve next turn. I'm going to throw an EXP share on that Dragapult just because. And we're going to max Phantom. Okay. Okay, so they're going to probably retreat into the Greninja while they're powering up the Garchomp. Now, the Garchomp, ideally, will not be able to knock out Dragapult on the bench here. So, we should be pretty safe. Even with the 90 coming from Radiant Greninja, 90 plus 220 is only 310. So, not exactly KOing range here. They boss up the Dragapult from the bench for some reason. There's got to be a reason here. It's going to disable the EXP share, but not like that was going to trigger anyways. So let's go ahead and Ultra Ball, the Fog Crystal and the Ultra Ball. And grab another VMAX. Our last VMAX, apparently. The active Max Phantom. 130 on the Radiant Greninja. 50 onto the Garchomp. Now, the issue is that we are not winning by prizes here. So if they bench another Pokemon, this is going to drag out a little bit longer. So depending on what they do here really does matter for us. Yep, there's the bench. Kyogre, that's an interesting one. That's going to take them a little while to get going unless they can cheese it somehow. They do put a Gibble down on the bench, and that's 70 HP. That is not a lot of HP. So, let's see. Garchomp has 70 HP itself, and they're attaching to the Gibble. So are they just giving up on Garchomp? Garchomp's not really going to... They put the Kyogre in the active. This is interesting stuff here. Do they have some way to get the Garchomp healed or off the field somehow? Because we can KO a Kyogre pretty easily. I mean, just one attack and we'll KO it. Lumineon coming down, going to get them a supporter. What supporter is going to help them here? Boss's orders won't help them. Just some draw, probably, like a Melanie, putting an extra energy on the Garchomp, letting them draw 3 cards. A Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn will accelerate energy from the discard and let them grab any card they need from the deck. Did they already play a supporter this turn? Because they're not playing the Rhyhorn immediately. Okay, this is interesting. All we can do is Max Phantom. We'll take another KO. And we will put all these damage counters onto the Garchomp. We get a Zacian, kind of pointless for us. We do not want to bench that. Thank goodness there's no Captivating Polkapuff anymore or something like that. Alright, they put the Garchomp in the active, but it's got free retreat. They can switch into something else if they need to. The Garchomp, if they got Rare Candy with that Rhyhorn, what does that Garchomp get them? No, they just evolve into Gibble. Well, that's going to slow them down. I love the theme of the deck of just Garchomp all the time. You know, mix that with Arceus, I totally understand. For the Garchomp V. And then just have a stage 2 that you eventually get up to with a super powerful attack, probably. I forget what that Garchomp does. Who plays Garchomp? I even forgot what Garchomp V did, so... Fascinating deck so far. Not really understanding all the bells and whistles, but fascinating deck. Okay, they can do 120. Again, even if they are able to get the big attack for the 220, they're not getting that KO. Unless they have some way to manipulate damage, which I don't think they do. They already Rhyhorned. They already did so much. The 20 damage from Horror Energy getting our final 2 prizes. That's actually pretty poetic. Beautiful. Beautiful match. Really glad we were able to... Man, putting up that Dragapult V to get KO'd by Arceus was such a risky play, but it was exactly what we needed to keep the control on our side. This is what I love about Pokemon, making these difficult decisions. Being able to sacrifice one Pokemon so that you can come back even stronger on the next turn. Making those decisions and playing against such interesting decks, playing with such interesting decks, that is just so much fun. That stuff gets me pumped as a Pokemon TCG player. Hopefully it gets you guys excited as well. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what I'm doing here. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we'll have a Discord server so that people can come chat, talk about, you know, Jank cards, decks, games, formats, whatever you want. Just a Discord server to hang out in. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, until next time, keep playing Jank.